Hi everyone, my name is Tanner Huggaboom, and today we are going to be talking about the minimum wage and inflation rates throughout the United States in the past 50 years. So to start, we're going to look at the minimum wage here. As you can see, we're starting back in 1940 going all the way until 2018. You can see that there's just an ever so slight increase year, or I should say decade after decade, to the minimum wage, ultimately plateauing as of recent at about $7.25. Going along with that, you can also see the orange line here showing the inflation adjusted wage. Basically, this is taking into consideration the inflation percentage or rate and how that is affecting the overall, the overall minimum wage or what it should be in 2018 if that was affecting it. So going on to the next slide here, this actually does show the inflation rate. As you can see, back in between 1913 and 1919, we were at about 9.8%, going all the way up into this most recent decade, being 2010 to 2018. Definitely decreased, as you can see, down to 1.8%. If you compare this graph along with the minimum wage graph, you can definitely see that percentage increase with the inflation rate and how that is ultimately affecting what the minimum wage would have been in 2018 if that inflation rate was having an influence on what the minimum wage was. So going forward, my recommendation for minimum wage would be about $10 an hour. As most of you know, minimum wage jobs are mainly centered around young adults who are experiencing minor expenses such as, maybe a small car payment, those types of things. Not really anything that you can live on for the rest of your life, but increasing it to $10 would definitely provide some additional comfort for those who do have those positions. The positives as far as increasing the wage would be keeping families up with inflation, raising demand and creating more jobs, increasing tax revenue, ultimately helping the economy, and less reliance on governmental safety net programs. And lastly, here we have the negatives of increasing the minimum wage, which would basically be putting stress on the unemployment system with workers being laid off, price increases, which would include the cost of living, leading to limited opportunities in the job market, as well as larger companies outsourcing more jobs to other countries, therefore having to pay less for workers to provide service to their customers. Lastly, I have my references here. Feel free to take a look and sift through the information that I did as well. Overall, that is everything that I have to present, and thank you so much for listening.